Hey, good morning, ProStart students. It's Chef Jackson Lamb over here at Metropolitan State University of Denver. Today I'm going to review Chapter 14, which is Culinary Math. I know what you're thinking. Math is a four-letter word. But I'll tell you, without math, we're going to be not doing well in this industry. It's so important. Come over here to this side of the board. Let me show you a couple of formulas that I'm working on. Over here, you know, everything we do in our industry, we want to make sure that we're in business to make a buck. We want to make a profit here. Well, how do we do that? Well, here's a basic formula that we get started with, and it is that as we are taking a look at our sales and our expenses, if we take our food costs and we divide it by the food sales that was generated, we come up with a food cost percentage. What we're really doing here is we're trying to determine the relationship of numbers to each other. Let's do the same formula, but let's add labor into it. If we want to figure out what our labor cost percentage is in a restaurant, in a retail store, anywhere, we would take our total labor cost dollars, how much did we actually spend on labor, and what sales did that generate? So labor cost compared to total sales gives us a labor cost percentage. It's very important, and it's really important as we get ready to tackle the ProStart competition, where we have to design a restaurant in ProStartville, USA. And of the menu that we're going to have to create, we're going to have to break that menu down from a cost analysis perspective. Well, I've done that for you. I'm going to show you in a second. Let's just review this one formula one more time. Food cost over food sales equals food cost percentage. That's in the big picture. But for the ProStartville competition, you're going to have to take an item and break it down in one item on the menu. Let's come over here and check this out. Over here, I'm a hamburger fan, so let's deal with hamburgers. Let's take a look at this over here. I've got a burger plating cost. Here we go. We're right on the camera here. Burger plate cost. Let's pretend we're going into an Applebee's, a Red Robin, any type of a burger joint that might be out there, okay? When we really take a look at what the restaurant is putting on the plate, let's analyze those costs specifically. Check it out. Over here, let's just say that Red Robin is serving a third of a pound patty. Let's say the ground beef is costing $6 a pound. A third of a pound would be a third of $6. The cost of that patty, just the cost alone, $2. Okay, let's keep going. Well, we have a bun that we have to put this patty on, and this bun here is 25 cents. I'm here to tell you that if you go to King Soopers or Safeway, the cheapest bun out there, you know, the white buns, there's 8 in a package, they're on the bottom shelf, they're typically 12 to 15 cents. Red Robin's not going to use that kind of bun. They're going to get a nicer bun. So as we look at the cost of bread across the spectrum of bread, let's just say Red Robin is going to use a 25-cent bun. Is that a reasonable expense? Of course it is. Let's continue. What else goes on that plate? Lettuce, tomato, onion, and pickle. Let's just stop there for a second. So how much is a little tiny leaf of lettuce that's just going to cover the bun? It's not a lot of money, especially in the summertime. Of course, we're drifting into the winter right now, but we could certainly say lettuce is about 5 cents per serving. Okay, that makes sense. Next on the list is tomato. You know, I can take a tomato and get 25 slices out of it. So thin you can see through it. But that's not the kind of tomato we want to have on our hamburger. We want to have a tomato we can bite into. Typically this time of year, if we want a tomato, they cost about $1 a piece. It's my average that we get about 7 to 8 slices out of a tomato. That gives me a cost of tomato of about 12 cents. Onion. Well, we've got Vidalia onions, we've got red onions, the most popular for burgers, and we also have yellow onions. Well, if we take a red onion and slice it really thin, it's only about 5 cents in cost. Okay, so lettuce, tomato, onion, and pickle. Let's keep going. This burger might have a pickle on there. We have choices when it comes to pickles. We can do pickled chips. Those are the thin ones that are sliced. You see those on the Whopper or on the Big Mac at McDonald's. Those are pretty inexpensive. You go to a nicer restaurant and you're going to get that big kosher dill pickle. It costs a little bit more money. In fact, in my numbers right here, a pickle is going to cost 13 cents. So 13 cents for the pickle. Got to have French fries on that plate as well. The French fries, about a half a pound, 35 cents. Okay? You know, we've got to take those fries and we've got to drop them in the fryer and we've got to cook them up to speed. You know, they're going to absorb some of that oil that's in that fryer. Over here, we have what we call the X factor. This is where we put all those little tiny expenses that are really impossible to track, such as the oil that gets absorbed into the French fries. Or when the French fries come out of the fryer and we shake with a little salt and pepper. How much was that? Not that much. But if we take a look at all of our expenses, let's come over here and take a look at this. If we follow our expenses coming all the way down, we have a total plate cost of $3.20. That's what it's going to cost Red Robin to put everything on the plate. Okay, this is just like in ProStartville. Let's come over to the next one over here. So what we do is we go back to the original formula that I shared with you. Food cost over sales equals food cost percentage. Using this example today, if we take our total expenses on our burger, $3.20, and we sell that burger at Red Robin for $11, that's the going price, what is the relationship of the cost to the sale price? And if we divide the small number by the big number, this particular item, we're running a 29% food cost. Is that good or bad? It depends. It depends on what the food cost was last month and the month before that. If the food cost had been 25%, this is bad. But if the food cost had been 32%, this is good. Food cost percentage, we're analyzing the relationships of costs and sales. Hey, it's Chef Jackson Lamb. I think I've touched base on most of the stuff that you're going to find in Chapter 14, Culinary Math. Math is a 4-letter word, but love it, okay? Chef Jackson Lamb, I'll see you in the next chapter. Thank you.